Good morning. Welcome to Leon County Today with Sheriff Walt McNeil. Sheriff, today we are talking about a process that many people are familiar with, accreditation. And in the law enforcement arena, it really is something to tout.
Absolutely, Shonda. The fact is that as a profession, we have to make sure that we are following certain guidelines. We just can't declare that we are a world-class agency or just simply say that we're one of the best out there. And we have to have something that backs that up. And the accreditation process is that process, that instrument that allows us to come back to our community and say, we passed these standards. These are the standards that are afforded to or offered to law enforcement agencies all across the country and perhaps even internationally. And we have consistently, here in the state of Florida, going back several years, we'll talk about that more, but it says to our community that the Leon County Sheriff's Office and others who've been accredited are meeting those standards that make sure you have a professional agency.
Yeah, this is a self-imposed process, and today we're going to really delve into what does that mean for citizens out there to know as it relates to how we conduct business. But how important is that process, because it really is a ripple effect throughout the agency?
Oh, absolutely. And the thing you said there too is it's a process that you have to apply for yourself. You can not go through this; it's optional. But one of the things it does say to both the community and to the law enforcement professionals themselves that we have some standards, there are some expectations you have to meet to make sure that you are in fact being as forthright as you can with our citizens, letting them know what kind of training you go through, what the rigors are of the job, and you're meeting all those. And it assures the community in another sense that the processes and the procedures you have in place in your agency are actually the appropriate policies and procedures for your agency. And that's a big thing for us in the community. When we talk about community policing, that's huge for us.
Yeah, I know coming from the private sector and coming to the sheriff's office, for me, one of the big adjustments were all of the policies and procedures that are in place. And I think overall our members really do a good job of aligning with that. Oh,
absolutely. There's no question about it. And it starts again, some people say it started at the top, but it actually starts with every employee understanding his or her role and why those policies and procedures are there. In many cases, they're there to protect the citizens of our community, in addition to protecting a police officer, or in our case, our deputies on the road.
Well, a lot to unpack in the show today. We're going to talk to our viewers and even about how they can play a role in that process. Be sure to stick around. We're talking about making the grade after the break.
Good morning. I am Deputy Schuyler with the Leon County Sheriff's Office Tactical Dive Team here with your Safety Tip Tuesday.
Always remember, distractions make for tragedies. Parents are cautioned all the time about water safety, but drownings still occur. Always be aware and be in the present moment with your children. Here are some tips that could mean the difference between life and death. Never leave your child alone. If you have to leave, take your child with you. Find age-appropriate swim lessons for your child, but keep in mind that lessons do not make your child drown-proof. Lifeguards are not babysitters. Always keep your eyes on your child. Do not let children play around drains and suction fittings. And if a child is missing, always check the water first. Every pool, every lake, and every warm summer day holds the possibility of new fun summer experiences. All you need to add is your undivided attention.
And that's your Safety Tip Tuesday. Have a great day.
Start your new career as a corrections officer at one of the state's most innovative agencies, the Leon County Sheriff's Office.
When I left the academy, my training never stopped.
Work with state-of-the-art technology.
You can make a lot of money at a very young age.
Starting pay is $50,000 a year with amazing benefits.
Firearms, taser, driving training.
A better work-life balance with more time off.
They're going to sponsor you through the academy and pay you while you're there.
Join the family. Apply today at leoncountyso.com.
In today's society, kindness can sometimes feel hard to find.
Like a purple unicorn.
Cyberbullies hide behind keyboards.
Road rage can accelerate quickly.
And gun violence
has taken our loved ones.
But we can all work to tip the scales of kindness.
Put down the weapons and think before you act.
Pay for someone else's order at the drive-thru.
Offer to pick up groceries for an elderly person.
Or just write a kind note and pass it on.
Find ways to spread kindness.
Spread kindness.
Spread kindness.
Difunde amabilidad.
Spread kindness.
So let's go all in
and spread kindness.
In times of stress such as quarantine, what goes on behind closed doors can be terrifying, but you don't have to suffer in silence. Help is here. Love is not controlling, love is not frightening, and love is not violent. Love is respect. If you need assistance or just want to talk, we are here. In Florida, call the Domestic Abuse Hotline at 800-500-1119 to speak to someone in your area. Or for more information, email the Domestic Violence Coordinating Council at dvcctally@gmail.com.
Welcome back. Lieutenant Justin Woodall with the LCSO Accreditation Unit joins us now. Justin, first of all, tell us about your career.
Sure. Since I've been here at the Sheriff's Office, I started out on the road and enjoyed my time serving the citizens there. I was selected to go into school resource, spent a couple years working with our kids. Then I transferred over as a detective in our crime scene unit. Because I brought some accreditation experience to the agency when I came, then Sergeant Rob Pace kind of picked me out and said, hey, would you like to come work accreditation again? Then I was blessed with the opportunity to be able to do that. So for a couple of years now, I've been helping out with that.
Well, tell us about that. What in the world is accreditation?
So accreditation is a set of benchmarks that we can measure ourselves against. It's a voluntary commitment for law enforcement agencies to meet and in some cases exceed industry-wide best practices.
Now, the Leon County Sheriff's Office has been accredited since 1997. Tell us about that process. I mean, that's significant, isn't it?
It is very significant. We are one of a handful of 5-time Excelsior CFA agencies, so that's really something for our citizens to be proud of and something for our employees to be proud of.
Now, what's Excelsior?
So when you've been reaccredited 5 times without conditions, then you're eligible for your first Excelsior award. And then every 3 years thereafter, if you're reaccredited without conditions, you get another Excelsior. So this was our 5th consecutive Excelsior award.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
It puts us among just a handful of agencies in the state of Florida.
Now, what percentage of agencies out there reach that pinnacle of Excelsior?
Not many. We have currently about 46%, I think is what the commission told me this morning, of agencies in Florida that have their initial accreditation. To maintain it over that long a period of time is a significant challenge. So we've excelled there.
Well, congratulations on all the good work you do. But for our audience, tell us what involves all of this process to get the accreditation recognition that we've gotten.
So we are provided a set of standards by the accrediting body. In this case, we have Commission for Florida Law Enforcement Accreditation. In this case, there's about 260 standards that cover everything in the agency, from selection to promotion, fiscal, how we manage everything from petty cash all the way up to our budget, property and evidence, our firearms training, all of our training, covers almost every aspect of a law enforcement agency. We're required to set our policies on how we're going to meet those standards, and then we're evaluated against our own policies to make sure that we're not just talking the talk, but we're actually committing and walking the walk.
Okay. So all those standards we've got to pass, how do you and the team get ready to go through that trial, you might say?
So we have 2 parts that work well together. We have a great subject matter expert team. We've got a wealth of knowledge at the agency. So in policy development, we're able to consult folks within our agency and also outside of our agency in some cases to determine what the best practice is and codify that in our policy. The other thing is with our training and our troops all the way from the ground level up, they live this every day. It's not an event for them, it becomes part of the culture of the agency. So instead of being something we do for an event, it becomes something we do every day for that commitment to excellence.
Wow. So Justin, what's next? What's next for the Leon County Sheriff's Office as we try to make sure we are reaching this world-class designation?
So our next step is seeking accreditation with CALEA, which is the National Law Enforcement Accrediting Body. Once we get that in place, continued excellence with CFA. We're looking for our 6th Excelsior Award coming up the next cycle. For me, it's the opportunity to showcase not the work that I do, but the work that our members do. That's what the accrediting body gets to see. And it's a point of pride that we can show the community our commitment to those best practices. So we're going to continue to hone our policies. We're going to continue to ensure our practices are meeting expectations. And we're going to continue to show just how much of a world-class agency we are to the community.
Now, we didn't mention it, but we're also talking not just law enforcement accreditation, we're talking our detention facility and law enforcement. Real quickly, 30 seconds or so, tell us about that.
Okay, so on the detention side, the sister commission there is the Florida Corrections Accreditation Commission. We are a 3-time Excelsior agency on our detention side. They also have Florida Model Jail Standards inspections that they have to meet. And I think we've initiated the process to meet ACA, which is the corrections equivalent of CALIA. So we're looking at, again, not just being in the pack, but we're looking at ways to raise that standard and be the leaders in the industry.
Wow. Thank you, Justin. Still ahead, citizen feedback is an important part of our accreditation process. That role you can play. Stay tuned.
The Leon County Sheriff's Office is the proud recipient of the 2023 International Association of Chiefs of Police SIMSI Leadership in Law Enforcement Research Award for their groundbreaking work on the anatomy of a homicide research project. This award recognizes law enforcement agencies that demonstrate excellence in conducting and using research to improve police operations and public safety. The Anatomy of a Homicide Research Project, a commitment to understanding crime, developing strategies based on evidence, and ultimately shaping a safer Leon County. Congratulations to Sheriff Walt McNeil and the dedicated team at the Leon County Sheriff's Office for setting the standard in law enforcement research.
At the Florida Sheriff's Association, we are able to serve our sheriffs and Floridians thanks to our members' support. The FSA Member Perks program was created to give back to our members for all that they do. Members enjoy savings on restaurants, vacations, golf courses, car rentals, healthcare, movie tickets, theme parks, online shopping, and more. With over 300,000 offers, you'll always find ways to save. To learn more or to join the Florida Sheriff's Association, visit fsamemberperks.org.
We're back with Lieutenant Justin Woodall talking about the LCSO accreditation process. Justin, what is the background of the assessors who come and evaluate the Leon County Sheriff's Office?
So the assessors are accreditation peers from other agencies in the state of Florida. They have to go through a selection process by CFA, the commission, in order to become assessors. They go through special training. And it's a 3-member team. Team leader is the most experienced assessor that's hand-selected by the commission. And then your 2 other assessors. They're brought in from other agencies. They spend about 3 days with you going over all your policies, everything. But they're fellow accreditation professionals, some sworn, some civilian.
Okay. So our citizens out there watching, what role can they play, or are they expected to play a role in this accreditation process?
Not only expected, but invited. I'm a team leader myself for one of the accreditation processes. And one of the things I love is when we get citizen feedback, because it really gives us an insight to the agency. We're only a guest for 3 days, but it gives us a chance to see that relationship with the community. So feedback is essential. For the CFA process, about 30 days out from the assessment, we put out a public notice, and we'll provide contact information for the public to reach out. For CALIA, on our website, we have a portal that goes to CALIA submissions. They'll submit comments. Those comments go to the CALIA accreditation staff. They also come to you, Sheriff.
They sure do. Get it out of that. So talk to us about how does a citizen out there submit their questions or submit their involvement with the Leon County Sheriff's Office with this process? How do they get engaged?
I would invite them if they want to come talk to me, if that's all right with you. I'd be glad to share the standards with them. I'd be glad to show them what the expectations of the community are. Any way we can engage. If I'm out at any of the public meetings that we have, any of the community involvements, and you see me out there, I'll be glad to talk about the accreditation process all day long. But I would invite you to get involved and know what the standards are. That'll help understand, kind of open the hood and see what's, look at the engine of what drives our agency and understand what those standards and expectations are.
One of the things that's not often talked about, and I hope you can answer this question, but it has to do with internal affairs. People complain about what we do quite often. And this process assures those citizens out that we have a process of internal affairs investigations that's basically certified by the accreditation process.
Yeah, absolutely. We have our policies in place regarding what the expectations for accepting complaints, processing complaints, forwarding complaints, recording complaints. All complaints get accepted, even if they're anonymous. They all get evaluated. And our policies are there to make sure that happens. And then we are peer assessed by the accreditation teams to make sure that we're following our policy with internal affairs. So that is a requirement of accreditation for both CALEA and CFA, that process be there, that it be defined, that citizens know what to expect if they have an issue they want to bring to our attention, and they can rest easy knowing that it'll be handled through our process.
Yeah. Justin, I want to commend you and your team. It's not easy. I know we're sitting here talking about it as though this is something that just happens and it just flows without any kind of hiccups and any kind of problems. And you guys do a tremendously great job for the citizens of Leon County, not only in the Sheriff's Office itself, but throughout our county. So thank you and your team for the great work you do. Up next in our Deputy on Duty, what this patrol deputy says is one of the most rewarding parts of her job. Stay tuned.
On this episode of Deputy on Duty, we join Patrol Deputy Montika Porter on the road as she discusses the driving force behind her career in law enforcement.
I've been at the Leon County Sheriff's Office for 2.5 years. Prior to the Leon County Sheriff's Office, I was a police officer for 8 years.
10 years ago, Deputy Porter embarked on her law enforcement journey, starting at the FAMU Police Department. Her experience in working at the Juvenile Assessment Center, handling intake and booking for arrested juveniles, and growing up with her brother, a retired law enforcement officer, sparked her passion in this field of work.
Prior to becoming a law enforcement officer, I felt there was a need for women to be in this career field. And so the likelihood of a woman choosing this career path is very low. Growing up, it was something that I knew that I always wanted to do it. I just didn't know when, but I made it happen.
Deputy Porter says the most rewarding aspect of being a deputy sheriff is serving her community. She has a passion for inspiring young women and girls to become leaders.
It means a lot, and it also means a lot to the people who we encounter on a daily basis. A lot of times, I get flag downs, I get compliments from women who are happy to see me in this role.
LCSO has designated 2024 as a year of engagement. Deputy Porter knows the significance of community engagement and the commitment to cultivating authentic relationships.
It's very important because the community looks to us for help. But I think those events are important because it shows that community that we are there for them. But the main thing is it shows community that we're there for them in every capacity, that we're not just here to take somebody to jail or help you out on a bad day. We're here to assist in many different capacities.
It's crucial for LCSO deputies to be all in, and Deputy Porter highlights one key attribute.
Have a sense of integrity. I feel like if you possess integrity, you would go a long way in this career field.
The core values of the Leon County Sheriff's Office include honesty and integrity, accountability, teamwork, trust and respect, and commitment to excellence. If these values resonate with you, then LCSO is the ideal place to kickstart your career.
Typical day in my shoes, no day is redundant. It's not the same thing every day. So each day I come to work, I don't have the expectation of my day being the same as it was the day before.
Whether you're responding to calls for service, performing administrative tasks, or engaging with the public, your role is vital in ensuring the safety of residents of Leon County. Deputy Porter has one important message for you to remember.
We are normal people. We are normal people. So it's just like at the end of the day, at the end of the shift, we go home to our families just as any other person.
During tough times, having a support system is crucial for coping with challenges.
I would say the support of my family and my friends. Absolutely.
If you or someone you know is interested in a career in law enforcement, visit our website, leoncountyso.com. For Leon County Today, I'm Shonda Knight.
Start your new career as a corrections officer at one of the state's most innovative agencies, the Leon County Sheriff's Office.
When I left the academy, my training never stopped.
Work with state-of-the-art technology.
You can make a lot of money at a very young age.
Starting pay is $50,000 a year with amazing benefits.
Firearms, taser, driving training.
A better work-life balance with more time off.
They're going to sponsor you through the academy and pay you while you're there.
Join the family. Apply today at leoncountyso.com.
In today's society, kindness can sometimes feel hard to find.
Like a purple unicorn.
Cyberbullies hide behind keyboards.
Road rage can accelerate quickly.
And gun violence
has taken our loved ones.
But we can all work to tip the scales of kindness.
Put down the weapons and think before you act.
Pay for someone else's order at the drive-thru.
Offer to pick up groceries for an elderly person.
Or just write a kind note and pass it on.
Find ways to spread kindness.
Spread kindness.
Spread kindness.
Difunde amabilidad.
Spread kindness.
So let's go all in
and spread kindness.
Download the Leon County Sheriff's Office mobile app right now. Our mobile app makes it easier than ever to report a crime and get important safety alerts. You can also see who's been booked at the Leon County Detention Facility and follow reported crimes in your neighborhood, all in one convenient location in the palm of your hands. Download LCSO Connect right now. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play by searching LCSO Connect.
Welcome back to Leon County Today with Sheriff Walt McNeil. Sheriff, hearing from Deputy Porter talking about inspiring other young girls who see her in that uniform.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. You know, one of the things we're out there trying to do is recruit more minorities and obviously females as a minority. And I've said this for many, many years. People, I really believe what I'm saying. Females make great police officers, great deputies. They have this understanding that they go there and physically they aren't the same as men, and therefore they have to use voice. We try to teach our guys to use voice when you're engaging, how to de-escalate. The ladies do it much better than we do. And so I'm excited about her being excited about the career she has in law enforcement, and hopefully she can be out there recruiting for us at some point in time. Yeah.
I think that piece in itself is a recruitment, just hearing her talk on the show. And then going back to our accreditation process, to hear that we are in the minority as it relates to the continuousness of our accreditation says a lot for the agency.
It certainly does. Since 1997, that speaks volumes. But we aren't stopping there. We're going to make sure that we continue not only to be accredited in the state of Florida, but we're reaching for the national accreditation moniker as well, that says to our community that we are absolutely always pursuing excellence in law enforcement.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that's a good note to leave it on. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us for this episode. We'll see you next week.